So, with the Giro now in its first rest day, I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to take a look at the team which I assembled to see what things went right, what things went wrong, and what I'm sort of expecting in the next week. Of course, I haven't really made a video like this before, but I thought that I may as well kind of take a look at it because I think it's actually been going quite well for me, and I wanted to kind of just have a little talk about it. So, of course, the big news, which if you haven't heard about, Remco Evenepoel is now out of the Giro d'Italia because of COVID, which is a real shame. He is on 910 points and he has been the best rider of the first week. When you take a look at the rider standings, he is the best rider, which is a real shame that he's now out of the race because, yeah, I'm just not going to really get that many points. Well, I'm not going to get any points from him now, and it really cuts my team off at the knees. It's probably going to be the downfall of this team now, the demise of it, because we're not really going to be finishing that high up, considering that Evenepoel is the most expensive rider on this team. He's the main GC rider as well, which means that when we come to the last few days in the high mountains, we're going to be really struggling to accumulate points because he was going to be one of our main point scorers there. He's also 26 credits, so yeah, a lot of the team has been wiped out by Evenepoel, which is a real shame, but we'll just kind of see what we can do in the next few stages because I think that we still have some opportunities to gain some good points. We've got Almeida, who had a good first TT and not so great second TT, but again, will probably come good in the third week, I think. So Almeida's just being a bit of a solid option at the moment. Boitlago and Kemner are doing okay, but not great. The best rider in the climate category is currently Theo Gegenhardt. Yeah, so Gegenhardt is the most point scoring rider in the climate category, which is a shame because I did actually have a team at the very start of all this where I had Evenepoel, Almeida and Theo Gegenhardt, so that was a bit of a shame that I didn't go with that team. That was the first team which I actually made, but Boitlago and Kemner, I'm expecting especially Boitlago to get in the breakaways because I think that Bahrain usually send the riders in there. And you have to remember that Boitlago really has started to accumulate his points last year in the Giro in the second and third week. So it's definitely not all over for us people who picked Boitlago. Kemner's just kind of slowly accumulating some GC points, but I really hope that maybe he gets in a breakaway or two in the next coming weeks. I think that'll be a much better way for me to try and get some points. Pedersen is doing okay. He's about halfway to my magic rule of 100 points per rider credit, so he needs to get to 1,400 credits because he is 14 credits. So Pedersen's about halfway. I think that he will probably get there so long as he finishes the race, but he hasn't really been the best sprinter in this race. Milan and Groves have both overshadowed him. Of course, that first kind of crash on stage 2 didn't help him. He would certainly have a lot more points there, but he was stuck behind that. But he is still in the race, which is still the good thing. Aurelian Palipentler, what a pick he was. Of course, I made that little short video where I was kind of really happy about the fact that I picked him, and I'm really glad to hear that some of you also picked him. He's on 400 points, so he's again getting very close to that magic 100 points per rider credit. So I think that he will reach that, which is a really good pick. Of course, there's also Leknesund, and Tom Schoins is also doing really good as a 6 credit rider. So those are also some really good choices for you could have gone with. Ben Healy, of course, got that stage win. Really happy with that. He was the only rider actually on my team who hadn't scored points, which is kind of crazy when you consider the kind of quality of rider that he is. So really happy that Healy's got points. I'm going to need him to really do something similar on another couple of stages in the coming 2 weeks. Jake Stewart has been a little bit underwhelming. I know that I did kind of talk up a big game about him doing well in this race, but he just hasn't been firing in the sprints, and hopefully over the next week or so, we still have some sprints to go in this race, and I think that Stewart could pick up, maybe a top 5 or 2, at least another kind of 3 or 4 top 10s at the least. So hopefully Stewart will come good in this race. And Caden Groves is doing really good too. 742 points. He's actually the rider who's probably closest to fulfilling my magic rule. So I think that Groves has been an absolute stunning pick. I think that he could easily get over 1,000 points. So I'm really happy with that pick too. So that's really the whole team. Also, when you look at the medal race for the game round, I'm actually really high up in the leaderboards. I am 5th place because I've had 6 stage winners, 1 silver medal and 4 bronze medals. So I've had a really good first week, because of the 9 stages, my riders have won 6. So this is probably one of the strongest starts to a Grand Tour that I've ever had with Velogames. It's just a real shame that Evenepoel has now left, because it will really hamper our overall score. However, saying that, a lot of us did pick Evenepoel, 68.7% of us, so I'm not alone. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who also picked Evenepoel, so we can all sort of wallow in our misery together. But if you are one of the few teams which doesn't have Evenepoel in there, and you've got a Roglic, a Teo Gegenhardt, a Garrett Thomas Almeida and stuff in there, you guys are probably going to do really well, so long as you've also got a Groves or a Milan or something in there as well, and some decent breakaway riders. So you guys have definitely kind of seen into the crystal ball, but we'll see what this team can do. I have hopes that over the next few days in the sprints and stuff, we can still hold our position with Pedersen, Groves and Stewart. Some breakaway performances from Boitlago, Paddy Pentler, Healy and Kemner, and we'll see if Almeida can perhaps get on the podium for the final GC to try and save us some points. So it is a really good team. It's just a shame that we've lost Evenepoel. But let me know in the comments down below, how's your team doing? I'm expecting a lot of us to be talking about Evenepoel, but have you lost anybody else? Any riders which you wish you would have gone with instead? Put it all in the comments down below. And all that is left to say is to stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Salut!